this is the first anniversary of the lockdown and also of the migrant crisis that we saw on the roads of India, the first perhaps since independence. Now we all covered this story, but then this is one story which has to be told. We must constantly remember that suffering. And one such story told well has been the story which has come out in the form of a documentary by Mr. Vinod Kapdi. He is with us. Mr. Kapdi, thank you so much for joining us on NDTV. Your documentary on Disney Hotstar is now out, called 1232 Kilometers. I saw it last night and I must say that we all covered the story. We knew of the suffering, but the manner in which you narrated it will make even the most tough ones weep or cry, because it was so heartfelt. So first of all, congratulations for telling us this story.
Thank you.
Why did you think of narrating the story of these 8 or 10 migrants?
You know, first of all, thank you so much, Sanket. It was so kind of you, nice of you, that you liked the documentary and it really touched you. But to be very honest, I think all credit goes to NDTV. Why? Because when lockdown was announced, there was only one channel which was following stories of migrant, and I would say I saw one video of NDTV by your reporter, and his name was Mukesh, I guess.
Mukesh Sengar. Yes.
Mukesh Sengar. So you know, I saw that video in which he shot that video in at ISBT, yes. And that boy was crying. That really touched me. And after that, I was thinking, who are these people who are forced to taking such decisions to walk for thousands of kilometers or to ride a bicycle? So I was very curious to understand that what are the circumstances which are forcing them to take such extreme decisions. But at the same time, I was also very curious to understand that what is their journeys like, how they are going to feed themselves, how they are going to, you know, if they fall ill, who is going to treat them, where they are going to take rest, who is going to help them. So I was very curious to understand their journey, whether these people will reach home safely or not. So this was my third attempt. I tried twice before this journey. I went with one mother and her 3 daughters till Aligarh, and then you know, I was after that during my journey, it was my second day, I started coughing and there was some sneezing also, and I thought maybe this coronavirus has some you know, I was very scared. So I called my wife and I told her that this is the situation, and she also suggested me that I should come back. But somehow I was very keen to go with them, some of them. And I was in touch with these guys, and then this is how it started.
Now, throughout the documentary, they narrate their ordeal. They start by trusting you, and then I can see that you're trying to catch up with them where you seem to have lost them. Can you explain what all happened, something that we may not have seen in that documentary, but you may have felt or seen?
Yeah, actually, you know what happened? I was in
because
touch.
I could see you surprised.
Yeah.
Suddenly, oh, finally I found you. That means that means you are not with them all the time.
Yeah. No. I was not with them from day one. Actually, I was in touch with them from 2 weeks, from April 14th. I got to know about them through Twitter. Somebody tagged me and he wrote that these 30 laborers are out of ration. So there was one phone number also, which was Ritesh's number. So I called up on that particular number and I got information from Ritesh that they are out of ration. So, you know, I tried to help them monetarily, or some, I asked many people to help them, and they got some ration for 2-3 days. Then after 4 days, it was 18th of April, again Ritesh called me and he said, sir, hum loga ration khatm ho gaya. So I said, don't worry, we will arrange more ration for you. Again, then we deposited some money in their account. And after 4 days, Ritesh called me and said, sir, we are not beggars. हम लोग भीख नहीं मांग सकते आपसे. So can you just help us? We just want to get out of this place because Either you give us some job so that we earn, or please help us to get out from so that we can get out from this place. So I was not very. I advised him. I told him, Ritesh, this is not a good idea, and you should just be there, and because this is a pandemic, and at the same time lockdown is also in place, so you should avoid. And one fine day I got a call. It was the 27th of April. I got a call from one of the person who was helping them. He called me and he said, sir, we are with the ration and he is refusing. They are saying they can't take ration. So I was surprised. So I was angry also. I was upset also. So I called Ritesh. So I said, why you are not taking ration? So he said, because we don't need ration. So I said, why you don't need ration? He said, because we are left. So I said, where are you right now? So he said, we are this place called Hapur. So I was surprised. I said, how? Why you are going? So I said, no, we have to go, and we bought second-hand bicycles, and now we have decided. So I said, second-hand bicycles? Saharsa. I immediately Googled and I checked that Ghaziabad, from Ghaziabad to their village Mohanpur, Saharsa,
1232 kilometers.
1232 kilometers. So I was surprised.
And that's where the name comes from.
Yeah. So I said, Ritesh, this is not a good idea. So he said, nahi sir, we have to go, humko jana hi jana hai. So then I asked them, okay, I want to come with you. Can you share your location? So he was kind of very skeptical. He said, no, sir, So I said, why? So he said, no, sir, I can't share because, police will catch us and they will beat us. So initially they were very skeptical, and they were not very, they were not trusting me, in fact. So, but somehow Ritesh discussed, he told me this later, that he discussed this with other laborers, and then they said, okay, let him come. I don't know, jo hamari kismat mein hoga dekha jayega, let him come. So this is how I went there, and it was second day, 11 a.m. when I catched them.
And through the documentary, it also appears that they were perhaps either beaten or treated rashly by the police along the way, which was the story of many laborers, that if they would take the main highway, then they would be thrashed by the police. And that's why they would have to go into narrow lanes and by lanes, which is reflected in your documentary as well.
That's right. Actually, when I reached them, because when I met them, it was second day, and I was, because initially I thought that I don't need location from them, because I know that what route they are taking. So we were in the car. It was second day, and we were in the car, and we reached Hapur, and when I asked him, that time also he didn't share his location with me. Then I told him very categorically, Ritesh, I am at Hapur right now, and we are just reaching Braj Ghat, which is near Ganges, Garhmukteshwar. So, and I can't find you, I can't see you. So where are you? So he said, sir, we are in some village, and we are taking some routes from village. So I asked him that why you are doing so. So he said, sir, we are not taking a national highway because police is there and they have put some barricades and they are beating us. So we are just avoiding that. So, but later, I would say that somehow he managed. They managed to with these routes, and
no, they managed to cross the river Ganges.
Yeah.
And not on a foot-over bridge or a flyover. I believe in the documentary it is shown that local villagers assisted them in a boat.
Yeah, because those boatmen, they told me, those boatmen saw them, that they are just risking their lives, and the boatmen were very kind, and they were like, okay, come, we will help you. Initially they were also scared, because they were also scared that
they'll be beaten up.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Kapri, why is it important for us to remember these stories? And more importantly, after answering this question, my next question is, how has it changed your life and your understanding of problems?
See, my life is completely changed after this journey. Initially, before this journey, whenever people who help us, people who guard us, our security guards at the gates, or the liftman, or the plumber, or the carpenter, or the mistri who comes to repair our house, I would confess that I never asked their name. even I think many of us, we don't know their names. We just say वो carpenter आया है.
They were nameless, faceless.
Yeah, press वाला आया है, धोबी आया है, कार सफाई वाला आया. We never asked their name. So this journey changed me a lot, completely. You know, now I know names of all person who are our lifeline, who just support us. But they are just, you know, they are part of our lives. But we don't know their names. We don't know about their families. We don't know about their kids. We don't know from which place they belong. But now, you know, I make it sure, and I know. In fact, initially, before this journey, I'm fond of fish. So there's a market in sector 37, which we call a meat market in Noida, and I have saved a number of the fish wala as a fish wala, fish wala sector 37. But now that fish wala has a name. Now he's Anup. He's Anup. So now he has a name. And before this journey, he was a fish wala for me.
Yeah. So there is an identity
Yeah.
that has come about as a consequence of this documentary.
Yeah.
But why do you think, Mr. Kapri, and I saw this mention towards the end of the documentary also, that despite the fact that this was a mass exodus, perhaps the biggest that India has seen since independence, and yet it did not feature in elections after 8 months of this incident. Within 8 months, this was forgotten as a poll issue. Why do you think that happened?
See, I think because of weak opposition and sold out media. I think because, you know, before the elections, the whole narrative was this media, I would say the mainstream media, especially television channels, Hindi or English, they were just after Sushant Singh Rajput, and they completely changed the narrative. And at the same time, I would say that this the opposition parties of Bihar, they were also, you know, they were also not very sensitive about it. I was witness of their anger. I was witness of their frustration, and you know, they were shouting, they were crying that we will kill our politicians, we will kill our leaders because they just failed us, they just ignored us. Yeah. So I was very convinced that this is going to be a major election issue. But I don't know, somehow the opposition parties...
No, I can understand that the opposition failed to cash in on it and the media never highlighted it. But what about the people who suffered themselves? Why did that suffering not translate into their votes?
Because they are very innocent people. They are very innocent people. I asked them when they came to my house, all 7 of them, I asked them कि आप तुम लोगों ने किसको वोट किया? So they told we voted for BJP. So I asked why? Nitish Kumar. So I asked why? At least उसका पेट भरा हुआ है, उसका पेट पहले से भरा हुआ है, अभी नए लोग आएंगे तो उनका पेट भरा नहीं होगा तो वो लोग ज्यादा चोरी करेंगे.
These are the laborers who you accompany.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they said.
And I think mentioned this in your documentary also. Nitish Babu ne bus bheja hai.
Ha.
This is.
Yeah.
I could hear them saying.
Yeah.
So they had that faith in.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much. Let's hope, Mr. Kapri, that more and more people watch this documentary, and this is a stellar work. Congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.